Krystal, and welcome to my kitchen. So a couple of weeks ago, I noticed a really good friend of mine post an interesting looking recipe on her Facebook page. Chocolate chip and maraschino cookies. And I thought it looked really interesting and actually thought it looked pretty delicious. So we're actually gonna test out this recipe for the very first time. Now, normally when I see recipes posted, I typically go through them a couple of times, but I thought this would be fun. Let me go through this recipe with you guys and see what the end results are. We see these recipes posted all the time on Pinterest, on Facebook, and sometimes I've tried recipes and they were disastrous. So I thought it'd be really fun to go through this recipe with you guys and see what our results are. Now my oven is actually preheating right now. I have got a full tray ready to go in the oven and I'm working on another tray right now. Now I actually put this recipe together last night because I actually prefer all of my cookies that are made with 100% butter to be cold. So I put the recipe together last night and I'm going to show you how I did it right now. So I started today by first draining 3 10-ounce jars of maraschino cherries. I let them drain for about 2 hours. Now I'm just going to run my knife through them in small batches and just giving them a nice fine chop, just into small pieces. These are still quite wet, so I'm going to let them continue to drain. Now for the dry ingredients. We're going to use 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a ½ teaspoon of salt, and we're going to whisk this together. Per the original instructions, we're going to whisk this together. Now for the wet ingredients. We're going to cream together 1½ cups of light brown sugar and 1 cup of butter. Now I need to make a side note here. I'm completely out of light brown sugar, so I added a teaspoon of molasses. So now we're going to cream the butter and the sugar together on a medium-high speed, and it should take somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes. After the butter and the sugar are creamed together, it is time to add the vanilla. So we're going to turn the speed down so we don't get vanilla all over the place. Now while you're mixing everything, you want to make sure that you stop periodically and scrape the sides of your bowl down. Now it's time to add 2 eggs. Now we're going to add in 1/8 of a teaspoon of pink food coloring. I'm using a rosé gel food coloring. Once all the food coloring is incorporated in, it's time to switch from the whisk attachment to the paddle attachment. And now it's time to add in our dry ingredients. We're going to add about ½ cup at a time, nice and slow at first. You want to make sure while you're adding in your dry ingredients that you keep the mixer on a low setting, otherwise you'll be wearing flour. Be sure to scrape those sides down, make sure everything is incorporated really nicely. Now we're going to add in our maraschino cherries. The 3 10-ounce jars actually yielded right at 1.5 cups chopped cherries. Next is our chocolate chip. The original recipe was 1.5 cups. I decided to go ahead and add a full 2 cups. We want to mix this all together, but not too much, just enough to incorporate the cherries and the chocolate chips. And there you go, nice pink fluffy mixture. Okay, so now it's time to bake these in a preheated 350-degree oven. The recipe says 12 to 14 minutes. Since this is our very first time making this recipe, I'm going to keep a very close eye on it. Now, while we're waiting for the other cookies to come out of the oven, I'm going to go ahead and pop these into the fridge just to keep them nice and cool until it's their time for the oven. All done. Now it's time to put the second batch from the fridge into the oven. Okay, so I set my timer for 10 minutes, and that's how long I'm gonna let these cookies sit here on this cookie sheet before I move them. It actually took 14 minutes to cook them all the way through, and a couple of them that were on this far right side are a little overdone, but overall, I'm really pleased with them so far. Okay, y'all, we're all done with batch number 1. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so now it's time to do the taste test. And I'm gonna grab a cookie here, and you can see all the cherries and chocolate chips sitting here. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous cookie. It's very, very soft, very tender. There it is on the inside, almost cake-like. It's got a very nice, soft, pillowy texture. Taste-wise, this is a good cookie. It's nice and soft. It's very, very soft, very pillowy. Like I said, very cake-like. So I did tweak the recipe the first time out because I thought it didn't have enough butter in it. So I doubled the butter, and I also doubled the baking powder. And then you saw I added more chocolate chips. But yeah, pretty pleased with it. I may actually go back and tweak this recipe again. And if I do, I'll let you guys know on my Facebook page. But as it sits, I'm gonna leave the cookie recipe just like this because it's a good cookie. I definitely say try this. I'm so glad it was not disastrous. So this recipe yielded about 4 dozen cookies. Again, your cookies could, if you're making them bigger, they could yield less. If you're making them smaller, they could yield more. So the yield is kind of up to you, but I got 4 dozen out of this recipe today. So this is our second cookie in our 2019 12 Days of Cookies. The very first cookie recipe, I'm gonna go ahead and link above for you, was the sugar cookies. I wanna thank you for watching this video today, and I hope that it inspires you to get into the kitchen and make some cookies. And to see more delicious recipes, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to smash the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a video. And for more great tasting recipes, click right here.